Hey, it's Michael Angelo Caruso. Welcome back to Selling More, Better, Faster. This is episode 2, in which we try to get you to think about yourself differently, maybe even remake your selling style so that you can be more effective, more helpful to people, and hopefully make a bit more money at the same time. Psychologists call this reframing. Sales trainers call it retraining. There's all kinds of ways to think about this, but the essence of it is that you're going to do things a little bit differently than you've done them in the past, and that somehow it will put you in good stead. Perhaps the best way to illustrate this is to tell you a story about a trip I took to Egypt many moons ago. I had always dreamed about going to Cairo. I had always dreamed about riding a camel and visiting the great pyramids of Giza, and here I am at the pyramids. We're getting ready to get on a camel, and I'm so excited. It's hot. People from all over the world are there. This is of course, one of the great wonders of the world. And it's a big life moment for me. It was before Facebook, but man, if there was ever a Facebook story waiting to happen, it's my trip to the great pyramids of Giza to ride a camel. So a couple things happened in sequence, and of course, I was playing by the script of the tourist operator there at the pyramids, the people that were operating the camel rides and that sort of thing. And I learned a lot. And I want to sift those lessons out for you and show you how I experienced it. And maybe you can think about your selling platform, your selling protocol as I share this story with you. So the first tip I want to give you is this idea of establishing positive expectation. It's really important to do this when you're selling. And I'm stunned by how many salespeople just skip this part as if, well, let's get this 56-slide PowerPoint presentation underway, or can I come out and give you a presentation? I forget to tell everybody it's a good presentation. It's a life-changing presentation, just a presentation. So to establish positive expectation, my camel keeper did an interesting thing. We paid for the service, and then he helped us mount the camel, which is, by the way, not a pleasant animal. He smells. There are insects everywhere. Insects I've never seen before, by the way. They're at both ends of the camel. And I'm on this, in between the humps on the saddle of a camel, much higher than a horse if you've ever been horseback riding. So it's not a completely comfortable experience. But as soon as I got mounted on the camel keeper said a very interesting thing to me. He asked me a question that I did not expect. He looked up at me with all 6 of his teeth. He looked up at me and he said, "Are you happy?" Now, English was not his primary language, but I understood those 3 words. Are you happy? And I thought, I didn't think about it, but thinking back on it, what an interesting question. I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. I'm finally in Egypt. I'm finally at the Great Pyramids of Giza. I'm on a camel, and he asked me this stupid question, "Are you happy?" And I looked down at him and I said, "Of course I'm happy." It's almost like a rhetorical question, right? Everybody knows the answer to this. Of course I'm happy. And as soon as I said, "Are you happy?" I answered the question, "Are you happy?" He held out his hand as if he was looking for some sort of a gratuity. Now, that's an interesting sale if you think about it. Assuming I'm happy with the experience, I'm going to tip the gentleman. But he's just, he's got me in the express lane for that tip, right? He says, "Are you happy?" Foregone conclusion. Of course I'm happy. Yes, I'm happy. He holds out his hand. And I'm digging in my rucksack for a couple of Egyptian pounds to give him, right? It's an interesting thing. And I wasn't insulted by this. I didn't think it was improper. I just figured this is the way this guy rolls, right? After he establishes that things are going well, why not get a tip? All he did was front load the tip. No harm, no foul. But kind of brilliant. So I've tipped him. I'm only on the camel now for about 60 seconds, and I've already tipped the gentleman. And of course, after I tipped him, he goes like this. He goes, "He'll give me a little bit more." By now, it's getting a little edgy, but what do you think I did? I gave him a little bit bigger of a tip. He says, "I'm going to take care of you." He winks at me. Now, I'm pretty sure he winks about 200 times a day, just like that, to people from Japan and, Africa, wherever people come from. "I'm going to take care of you." I don't know what this means at this point. But the very first thing he does, he says, "Let me take a photo with you, in the camel." And right away, he's looking for ways to serve me better, which I don't know, I kind of appreciate it. I'm all right with this so far. So the second thing is this idea, this combination of assertiveness and persuasion is a good thing, right? So this is the bonus tip that I gave him. So he proceeds to give me all kinds of extra attention, things I thought that maybe the other people riding other camels, kept by other keepers, were not getting. And I'm okay with this. I'm okay to pay a little bit of extra if I'm going to get extra attention. So it's all working out pretty good. And toward the end, he was just so polite to me and so deferential. I just enjoyed him very much, even if he was a little bit assertive in how he asked for money. But at the end, he said to me, "Did you enjoy the experience?" Because he took me on a ride. We went all the way around, one of the pyramids, and he's telling me a little bit about the history of the place. And it was just overall a very, very wonderful and unique experience. No PowerPoint, by the way. And we get to the end of the thing, and I'm still on the camel, by the way, and he says, "Did you enjoy your experience?" And I said, "Yes, I did." And as I'm answering, I know what's coming next. He holds out his hand again. So not only did I tip him and then bonus tip him, I tipped him again at the end. I joked later it was just so I could get off the damn camel. I needed his help. They actually put the camel on a knee, so that you can get down, or get the camel to, lower itself. And I couldn't do that without his help, so it wasn't lost on me that I needed him to get down from the camel. But I paid extra for the experience. And all I'm suggesting to you in this, in video 2 of this playlist, is that you have to constantly think about ways to reframe your selling experience, the experience that you're providing to prospects. They've never been through it before. You've been through it a million times. And to the extent that you can sharpen that experience and make it even better for them, leave out some stuff that you've always kept in. Add something that you've never tried before, just to see how it goes, And what you'll discover is that you'll constantly be in improvement mode as long as you're in sales. It's a terrific lesson. I wish I would have learned it younger in my sales career. So I hope you've enjoyed my program today. If you haven't already, please like this video channel so that you can be notified of new videos. Click that bell on YouTube so that you can be notified of new videos when they're posted. And get ready for episode 3, everybody. Episode 3, which drops, by the way, on every Wednesday, is this idea of networking to the 5th level at all of the organizations you talk to. Most of us are happy just to get in the door and talk to one person, but I'm going to show you what happens when you network 5 levels deep in the organization. We'll see you on video 3. Thanks, everybody.